NSFW Redditors who unexpectedly found someone you know on a porn site. How did that go? Broke up with a girl when I was 20. She moved out west. 2 years later a buddy emails me a link with OMG. Watch this, I open it. She's getting drilled with a facial ending. Her eyes were so glazed over, not with jizz. She was obviously on some hard drugs. Made me feel really sad for her. Reached out to her, and have remained friends ever since. She's happily married now with 2 kids. Normal life. Basically said she was broke at the time, and was offered $100 and a G of coke to do it. Wow, that's sad. Doing porn for coke and a $100. Kinda fucked up, but when I was 13, one of the ads for the porn site I was on had photoshopped a picture of one of the girls at our school's Facebook picture. The original pic was kind of suggestive, but it was her backside and her turning around looking at the camera. Someone just took the picture, added her to a different background, and added the text like hot horny 18-year-old ready to fuck or something like that. I was shocked, and I didn't know what to do about it. She was 13 and someone was using her Facebook picture for a porn ad, and it wasn't like I could say, hey, I was watching porn, and I saw you on an ad. What's even more messed up is wondering how someone even found that picture. Could it have been someone on her friends list, Google's database? And what were the odds that I would just happen to see that? I eventually told my friends what I saw, and they all admitted to see it at some point too. I feel like this was extremely common during the MySpace era. High school girls were having their nicer pics stolen and put on porn or dating site ads. I'm sure for Facebook it was the same thing. They just scour social media for pictures. Happened to my sister years ago. A male friend of hers called to tell her this, and she called the site. They said too bad, so sad. She replied, do you want to say that to my lawyer? The next day all was removed. Girl I went to HS with did porn. They looked exactly like I imagined. Because you've seen them before. No, but I imagined a lot during 3rd period English. Someone revenge posted nude photos of mine on Pornhub. I was a minor back then, so the site's costumer support was 5. Very helpful and nice. I just sent them the link to the album the poster created, and they deleted it right away. Pornhub customer service is seemingly top notch. Well, they were a minor. Pornhub doesn't really have a choice there. Although I never found it. My ex-stepsister from my dad's 3rd ex-wife is apparently on some porn sites. I only found out about this years ago, when my dad's wife asked my wife for advice on how to deal with an unruly 18-year-old. Apparently since 15. That was always a threat of hers. That the moment she turned 18 she would make a ton of money doing porno. So high school just didn't matter. She was in juvenile detention for a few months. Apparently when she turned 18 some guys flew her out to California, and made the videos. She was missing for like a month. This was 10 years ago. I've never heard anything about it since, but I know it always bothered my dad's wife. Although I never found it. How many hours did you spend looking? Not enough yet. We could crowdsource this thing. I'm sure I did configure this one out. Unexpectedly, that shit took me all day. Who did you find? Your mom. LMAO got him. There was a mum at my primary school. She was a hooker turned porn star, and one day a dad saw her picture in a porno mag. Turns out she's done a bunch of shitty porn. Everyone at school loved her from then on. Her poor kid. No one knows his name. He's just the porn star's son. Holy fuck, that kid is either fucked or dead. I hope he find peace. If not, God help the bastard. No. He could say the good sex runs in the fam. No. I found a few friends on FetLife, so that was interesting. Also a few others with modeling careers. I found my friend had a porno doppelganger. Actress hasn't worked in a while. At first I thought it was her for sure, because they shared so many physical characteristics, smiles, body type, and even voice. I did a search of the actress, and found the actress increased breast size in later videos and my friend stayed the same. I recall thinking about the year or so where she and I were the other's wingman at parties. I also thought about the times I dropped her off at random parties, and had to wonder if I had dropped her off at a porno shoot. I was glad it wasn't her in the end. We call that a doppelganger. Ran into a trending thread on r/topofmipans a while back. Turns out one of the top rated threads of all time was of a couple I went to college with, and shared a number of mutual friends with. Wasn't 100% positive it was her, but a friend who used to live with her confirmed as much. Guess they posted some stuff to couples or one of those related subs. Was a bit of a surprise at first, but more power to them. Found my tattoo artist in a softcore video. It was pretty hot, and I used it for science. I never mentioned it to her as I feel like it's a hot secret to have. I acted like I didn't know, and flirted with her. She said this isn't the right time to start a relationship. So much for a sparking up an old flame. F. U. N. G. A. L. Goodbye. As an Asian guy, I only watch Asian porn, if it's amateur, because I find the pixelated naughty bits annoying. I was really surprised when I found a video of me fucking someone, because that person swore that the video would be for personal use only. Thankfully our faces weren't in frame and I couldn't see how someone would connect me to that video given that it was in a different Asian country from where I live. So you rubbed one to yourself? I mean, I would. Yeah, sure you /Viking cock. So, back in college I worked at a store known for lotion and candles. A lot of us were young and the same age, so hung out on weekends. One girl was a bit older and crazy, loved to tell us about all the sex she had. We assumed it was jokes for attention. She unexpectedly quit and moved to California without so much as a goodbye. One night at a party, one of the guys came and said we all had to see this video. He opens up a website about golden showers, and there is our former coworker, naked on the floor, having guys pee on her. Not only was she on a site getting peed on, but also on another having multiple guys come on her face. There was also a video of her in the back of a limo, drunk, begging to find a homeless guy to have homeless babies with. Of course every coworker found out and joked about it. We thought the end was near until one day in the back room, my manager came back and said we had to come out. She was dying laughing. There was a guy buying candles wearing a shirt that had the website we found former coworker getting peed on. Hope she's good and doesn't have homeless babies. There was a guy buying candles wearing a shirt that had the website we found former coworker getting peed on, wearing a shirt with the logo of a porn site in public. My wild guess would be the guy was some kind of employee, production assistant or something like that, and they sent him on a lotion run. Also raises the possibility that this is how the former coworker got scouted by one of their people shopping there before. I used to work with a girl that really was trying to find herself in college. Super sweet, attractive, but a lot of failed relationships and hardships damaged her life. One night, she came into work distressed and said, "You know what, I'm going to shoot a porno." Yes, it was really that random. We all kind of blew it off, because we just considered this to be an outburst. That was, until we realized she actually went through with it. It ended up leading to our intervention where we tried to get her the help she needed. The people that ended up watching it still couldn't look at her the same way and she ended up just focusing on school afterwards. Still came. Powered through, and busted the nut. This is what I'm talking about. Way to go, man. What a good friend. A girl that I took to junior prom ended up getting into some very bad porn, but from time to time I'll look for it and fancy myself a tug. That's the most British thing I read all week. Except for the junior prom thing. Rubbed my dick raw in a few hours. This is why Op's question is pointless. We all know that we could open a deli with all the meat being beaten. Some guy I know from high school is in a MAGA themed gay orgy of like 15 to 20 people. They're literally all wearing MAGA hats and just fucking. We know it's him because we matched up his tattoos from the video with pictures from social media. Make America gay again. Everybody back on the pile. Took urge air. To give some background, my sister used to be a stripper. She made really good money and she made some lifelong friends. When I was about 14, I was on my older sister's Facebook profile, looking for a funny picture of my niece, when I came across a photo set of her and her best female friend posing and stuff. I decided to look, because it looked normal from the preview pictures shown, but it said there were 20 or so more, so I looked. I wish I hadn't. It was a photo set of her and her best friend having sex. I guess it was a porno photo shoot. Saw tongue on vag on vag, dildo in vag, just full on lesbian porn. I messaged my sister and told her I was scared for life. She asked why. I told her I saw the photo set. Being the dumb kid I was, I tried to find it again, so my mom would believe me, but it was gone. She deleted it, and her entire account. I'm 21 now, and she still doesn't have a Facebook to this day. To be fair, who TF would post that to a social media profile they have family added to? Pretty sure she only saw it because she was logged into the sister's account and looking for photos. Had a big crush on a sorority girl from college who was in a few of my classes. Couple years later find she supports her with a rather large collection of films. My right arm was sore for days, and the cock didn't fare much better. Source: 8 hours, nearly 700 comments, and not a single fucking worthwhile link to corroborate any of these stories. SMH. Happened 3 times. 2 guys I thought of like my brothers, so it was just gross. One guy played the same tone deaf asshole he was in real life. He must have known somebody to get that part. Was he singing during or only his asshole? Had a huge crush on this hot redhead in school. She would sleep over my house all the time, being best friends with my stepsister and all. Well, after I'm out of high school and I haven't seen her in years, I hear she is doing porn. I searched tirelessly and was greatly rewarded for my efforts. Found her cam stuff and all her Pornhub videos. She was even hotter than I could have ever imagined. I'm probably 60% of her views. Surely a link, kid, sir. Stumbled on her being fucked 7 ways till Sunday randomly on Pornhub, but didn't say anything to her. Then one day she just admitted to it. I think she thought I'd judge her for it, because I'm a bit of a prude, but we had a laugh, and a bit of a cringe at some of the people she's performed with. She's happy doing it, and I'm happy that she's found something she loves doing. How is this person related to you, lol? Fuck man. We've been friends for a little over 10 years. It was completely fucked up watching somebody you've known for that long getting a hard dicking mayo. Did you still nut? Nah, completely threw me off. Probably the first time I've ever stopped jacking off and actually watched the video from start to finish. To watch a porno without jacking it, an ascended state of being. Dalai Lama rain got shit on me. So, I was living up to my username and cruising the amateur section one day when I saw a thumbnail that made me stop scrolling to take a look. Those tattoos look familiar. Wait, is that? It is. WTF. Wait, who's that with? Oh fuck, that's me. So I'm sitting there freaking out a bit because my pale ass is on the internet and text her. She admitted to putting up and apologized, which really caught me off guard. She said she was going to remove it, but last time I checked it was still there. 78% approval rating, so that was a nice boost to the old confidence. I know you're half the video, but not sure if that percent 78 really applies to you, bud. 47 seconds will get me a shot at best supporting actor, won't it? My husband was browsing some porn site and saw a banner ad that had a pic of a friend's wife with a link to her page. He called me over to share in the freak out. Following the link, we found a full-on porn site with pics of her and our friend, and also discovered that she specialized in squirting. They used her actual very unusual first name on the site and had a shipping address in their small, rural hometown for people to send her toys to use in the videos. They were selling squirted on panties and sheets too. It was crazy. We knew she worked as a stripper, but had no idea they had branched out to squirting porn. We were shocked and a bit amused. A short time later they told us about it. I don't remember telling them we knew beforehand. I guess they just wanted to talk about it. They asked me for photography advice. I was working as a photog at the time, and asked my husband about upgrading her page and storing pics. We gave them some advice/help, and warned them about it being so identifiable. I think it stayed up for a while after that. I didn't look at it again. Too weird. Found someone I know who does cum tributes. A lot of the pixie tributes are people we know mutually. Was mostly just offended 80% of his friends were on there, and I wasn't one of them. Still salty about it. TBH. Not as salty as all those tribute pics. The closest I'll ever be was back in college. Someone told us a classmate was in a movie known for having raunchy scenes. We had to get that movie and watch it. Turns out she just pops up at the end of the movie for the protagonist to fall in love with her and follow her off screen. That, my friend, means there is a part 2. Nah, I wish. Believe me. Not exactly porn, but I'm a big fan of Louis Theroux. He makes excellent documentaries and has been doing so since the 90s. Anyways, one of the documentaries he made was on a brothel in the US. It was this ranch in the middle of the desert. Louis develops a bond with one of the girls. You can tell he feels for her. She seemed sweet, but had been through a lot of emotional shit. Anyways, you can't help but feel for her. It's a great documentary and definitely worth checking out. So one night like a year ago, I go down the rabbit hole of the internet and start looking up what happened to former guests of Louis documentaries. So I'm checking up on a few and finally start looking into what happened to the girl from the brothel episode. So I check the ranch page. Apparently they had changed names. I'm scouring through the list of girls to see if the girl from the doc is still working there or if she got away from the business and had a better life for herself. All of a sudden I notice one of the girls as I'm scrolling. I scroll back up and I'm like, wait, WTF. I see a girl I know on there. Check out her profile. Yep, definitely her. She had changed her name, but it was for sure her. Such a weird ass coincidence. Ram Ranch. A dude I went to school with from kindergarten through high school reportedly became a gay porn star. As much looking as I did for his videos, I never found them. Show us what he looks like, and the gay porn patrol would be able to find him no prob.